All right, so we're back, right? And then this time we did another movie that's also not available on digital. What is up with that?
Yeah. Strange Days, man.
Yeah, why is that? I have my
Well, I
DVD
don't
copy
know.
too.
I mean, I don't know why toys.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is toys not? But this one is
This
this is
one is
20th Century Fox.
and also is written by James Cameron, directed by Kathryn Bigelow.
Yeah, his ex-wife.
So yes, and she was fine 10 years ago when she was like 70. But but the thing is, you know what the trend I noticed here between Toys and Strange Days is because
Okay.
they were box office bombs. You think
Yeah,
that has something to do
yeah.
with it?
Oh, I'm sure. But there's got to be some other box office bombs that's got video streaming releases. What about The Last Action Hero?
The
Did that not
last.
bomb?
What I wouldn't say that's bomb, right? Because like there's
It
Arnold at the
sucks.
time. I'm pretty sure.
Suck.
Yeah,
Ew,
I
it
could
sucks so
I could
bad.
agree that it sucked, but I don't know if that's a box office. But
I
this
don't
was
know. We
really
need to
bad
look.
though.
Maybe we need to go look through it because I don't understand I mean, I
Okay.
can understand why it's bomb because I mean these are kind of niche audience
All
type
right.
movies.
Yes, it is. So this one was budget was 42 million for Strange Days. Okay, at the box office it only did 8 million. Okay,
Wow.
and you
And the
point
thing,
out.
and the thing is, as soon as I saw the trailer for this movie, I wanted to see this.
Yeah, you know what? I was working at a movie theater at the time, so I watched this. Oh, the Lax Action Hero was not a box office bomb at all.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
So it's just a
Eighty-five
box.
million, one
So so
thirty-seven
it's
million
so
it made.
basically it's one of those. Oh, I saw it and it was a big disappointment.
I guess so.
I
I
was
mean, like,
disappointed.
oh, no, I still love Lax Action Hero because, like, I understand the genre now. It's not a
Okay, well,
typical
well,
action
one day
movie.
we'll talk about it. That
Yes.
way you can protect it and I could trash it, and
Yeah.
then we have a good show there. A
Yes, we
lot of
do.
hate and a lot of hate and
We'll put that
protecting.
on the calendar for 2022. So, so it's so funny. You watch it on DVD, right? You know what I did? I didn't want to have to go back to the one original place. Like, if you play something in the DVD, you could turn it off, come back, turn it back
Yeah,
on. It will replay, the last point,
depending
right?
on your player, yes.
It depends on the player. So, you know what I did? I didn't want to, because I get spoiled by the technology nowadays because with streaming, right, I could watch it wherever I want, phone, tablet, computer, like another TV with a smart device. You could continue on no matter where I go, and
Yeah.
I want that because I'm spoiled by first world problems, right? So you know what I did?
First world problems, huh?
Yeah,
What's a first world problem? Maybe
the
I'm
first world problem is this. So I took this DVD, right, I ripped it onto my computer,
yeah,
so that way I have it to a hard drive so I could watch it network, like network,
yeah.
right? But then I would still have the same problem because like if I watch it on one computer, yeah, it could pick up for the last point, but then I still have to be at this computer. So I made a YouTube account just to back this movie up onto the YouTube, like how people upload videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Then I
yeah.
basically just use that YouTube account no matter where I go, so I could continue on from the last point I was watching. I went
Okay.
through all of that by myself to kind of digitally created this experience
Yeah.
for myself.
And you did all that because for some reason this is not on streaming. I don't know. I can't really actually ever see this being on Disney Plus because of the content of it.
Yeah,
I think the biggest part is there's this one giant hurdle in this movie that you got to get over.
what is it?
What do you think it is? The rape scene.
Oh,
Oh,
there's
how did you? That's the
no,
thing. I'm
there's
thinking
two of them
burn.
too.
It's probably what's burned into people's heads, man.
Yeah,
Because
there's
I mean,
two of
I
them.
even said I told my cousin we're going to review this. He's like, you do know the rape scene in there, right?
Two of them too, not just one
I
rape
know,
scene.
I know. You keep going.
Two.
I'm
That's
trying. I'm trying to.
crazy.
Okay, I'm trying to keep it
I know.
good. Okay,
Try to keep it
you keep
PG, yeah.
you keep dragging us back down into the dirt. I mean, but the problem is this is one of those movies at the end. The end makes it all right.
No, the
It
end
has
was
one of the
very
great. To
good.
me, it has the greatest ending. It's almost a kind of romance movie.
Yes, it is. I would highly
Well, I
agree
mean,
it's a romance movie.
well, other than the bad parts, but I mean, it's basically a love story.
It is. It's not very
It's about
heavy
some dude.
emphasis
Yeah, at
on
the
the
very end,
romance.
somebody finally opens his eyes.
Yes.
It's that's the point. The payoff in the movie. If you could stomach the rest of the movie,
Oh, so
yeah, because what we say when we're talking about rape, I mean, it's beyond. This is probably the darkest, most violent scene that I ever seen in a movie.
Do you think they did that like they did the characters as colorblind on purpose because of the rape scene? Because if you think about it, like they talk about that, like,
No, well,
hey,
I think they
something's
just
distorted with the visual.
they wanted. I think they wanted you to know. Well, you got to remember the person that has the color blindness also had something. He was hitting the head. That's why
Yeah.
he got kicked off the system.
Yep.
But yeah, and I wonder if that's what kept this movie from being put on streaming.
Interesting.
But again, I'm thinking maybe Fox didn't go around to streaming a lot of their movies.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are not the only movies that's on streaming, because isn't Dogma's not on streaming?
Dogman's not on streaming, and Toys, and True
Well,
Lies.
then True Lies.
But True Lies is different.
Isn't True Lies Fox?
Oh, I don't know, but it's James Cameron.
Yeah. Well,
James
maybe
Cameron doesn't want to
just-
release it on streaming because he want to fix
James
it. I'm like, it's
Cameron-
been a while.
Yeah, dude, just let go. Come on.
Oh, you know what? I lied. It was streaming
Don't
for
be
a
George.
while.
Don't be George Lucas.
No.
Let us see it.
Amazon Prime did have it for a while, I think.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Like, but it's just for
But see, nobody
streaming. You
has
cannot,
this.
you cannot
And
buy
here's
it.
what sucks. Here's what sucks, because I got a story similar to yours. Well, not as technical.
Okay.
Quickly, I have this movie. I lost this movie. I went and I looked everywhere. I could not find this movie. Apparently, somebody else thought, "Hey, I'll just take this." So I had to buy this.
Yeah, you have
So
to.
this-
We buy, right? You know what? I did the same
and
thing.
It was not a cheap.
We bought this. I think I can't
Yeah,
remember.
so you bought your. See, we both had
Yeah.
copies of it.
Yeah.
And we both had to rebuy it.
We both had to rebuy this.
Probably next year when we want to watch it again, if we want to watch it again, we'll probably have to go find it.
I backed it
again
up
and buy
already, so I'm good. I backed
Okay,
this
I'm
up.
not. You're gonna have to give me your.
I'm gonna have to, because like the only thing I have
Oh,
original for
Give me a
this
second.
is my soundtrack. I still have the soundtrack.
Oh, I have
to
my
this.
soundtrack. And you know what takes me off the soundtrack? Because I got the soundtrack. Something happened to my soundtrack. I don't know what's up with Strange Days. So I thought about it off of iTunes. They only sell you half of it.
Right, because some of the songs is not like what my favorite song is "For in the Night,"
Yes.
and that's
my
not.
favorite song. And that's what I wanted. It's not on there.
Yeah, it's not on
So
there.
I had to get on Amazon like I did for this one and buy the soundtrack, which the soundtrack cost me almost as much as this movie cost me too.
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't really want to get into how much I
What
paid.
is up? You know what?
It's
First
more
of all,
than I've ever played for a DVD in my life.
I love this movie. Okay, this is definitely in my top 5. With The Prestige, Fight Club, District 9.
I'm not gonna say I like it. I like the music, I like the soundtrack. I mean, like I said, there's a dark area in this movie.
Right, but I don't like
kinda-
it because of that dark area. I love it because it's
But-
letting
but
go of
after
the
you-
past.
But after you get through it, it's like, oh, because I do identify with the character way, the main character. Well, except for all the crime and all the crap he has to go through.
I like the technology too.
The technology is cool, and this movie's only 5 years before we get to the end of that. Because this movie takes place on New Year's Day,
1999
the end of 1999,
end of
going
99.
into 2000.
Y2K thing. Yep.
Yeah, it was before everybody started talking about Y2K, I think.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, it came out in 1995. Yes.
Yeah, 1995, so 5 years, which I don't know, it's pretty close to the. I mean, it was 90s. I mean, the riots and stuff they're showing in LA was a little,
Oh well, it's the future.
overdone. Because come on, by the time we got to 2000, it was that bad.
Yes.
But they do have a technology that never came about.
Yeah, the technology is. I still haven't seen anything like besides like Minority Report is the closest thing I can think of, and Total Recall, with this kind of technology.
It's similar. Basically, this technology though is
Recording
what
what
is
you
this? A squid.
see.
Yeah, you put
Yep.
something on the head, and then it sees everything.
The
Well,
squid.
it doesn't just record
It's
what you see; it records what you
the
smell,
feeling. Yep.
everything that you feel. You record it. Which it had a dumb reason though why it came up, because it said it's for feds.
Yeah, for feds to use it
The
instead of
feds-
wearing a wire.
I'm like, the squid is huge. It's bigger than a wire. All they have to do is hit your toupee and it falls off.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
the
you
thing
have-
that's not safe about it. I
That
know.
did not make sense at all. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, is this more hidden than a wire?
Yes.
And why would the feds need this much information? What would they need to know to be you?
Just
So
in case,
basically, let's put it this way: it's called jacking in. And once
Right.
is it jacking in?
Yeah,
Once you
Jack.
do it, you're that person.
Yes, it's very dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very basically this. Actually, they're instead of having a drug that they're using, this is the drug.
This is the drug.
But the interesting thing about this is it's also recording information. It's like we see nowadays. If people get their cell phones out or the police doing something wrong.
Yep.
This is what happens. Somebody's using a squid in the car. It wasn't supposed to be using a squid in the car to see
Ooh.
something that they weren't supposed to see, and then they got a lot more than they were supposed to see because they saw the LAPD shoot this rapper,
Yes.
murdered him and all his crew.
This is that's actually very interesting, by the way, because it's kind of like the MacGuffin in a way.
Which, by the way, I want to say that this rapper's not real, but he's in the movie. But he has a song on the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, he does.
And it's actually pretty good.
Oh, it's pretty good. So it's
it's pretty good.
Juliette Lewis songs.
It's not as good. Yeah, it's not as good in the movie, but if you get the soundtrack.
The whole song is really good. Like they actually made the song.
Yeah, they played the song in the movie, and it doesn't sound any. I mean, it's got the lyrics, but it doesn't sound like the soundtrack.
It makes sense because they played the MTV version of the song. Because sometimes they do that, even in real life too.
And we're gonna go ahead and tell you, you got to get the soundtrack to this because
you have to get. That's why I still have it from 1995.
Because I mean, even Juliette Lewis does a song.
She has 2 songs.
She has 2 songs in the movie, 1 song on the soundtrack.
Yeah, only one. The Hardly Wait song is in the soundtrack. I like the other one too.
The song on the soundtrack is awesome.
Yo, I Can Hardly Wait. It was a good song too.
Yes, she does. Awesome.
And you know what's really funny? Like not funny, right? But it's imagine because it's crazy because we're talking about the soundtrack. There's another one called Killing Jesus, like Kathryn Bigelow.
Isn't the first song on the soundtrack?
Yeah, I think so. But like Kathryn Bigelow actually shot an MTV, and it's not in a special edition, right? It's on the Laserdisc version of this movie. I mean, this is how old this movie is.
So I would have to buy a laser disc. No, I'm not buying.
And a Laserdisc player, right?
No, come on.
You can probably find it on YouTube nowadays too.
Somebody can get on this. I mean, Netflix. Somebody's got to pick this up. Put it out there.
You know what? The day that it does, man, we should rewatch it again because finally it's on streaming.
See, that's the thing, because we can't get it on this. This probably won't even become a cult classic like Blade Runner. It should be.
Oh,
come on!
Let's hope we can help it.
This is the '90s Blade Runner, dude. The '90s Blade Runner.
Oh, that's really good.
Pick this up. I mean, I don't think I want to see a sequel to it, though. I don't.
No.
Strange Days.
This is once and done. I mean, Cameron had this idea back in '86. That's what I read.
Because of the riots.
Yeah, the riots. Yes.
Yeah, because of the Rodney King beatings.
I mean, how far advanced is this technology? It would be crazy, right? Like the sense, the smell, and everything. Because once I pick up what this technology is, I love the part where Lenny just filmed himself running on the beach, and he gave it to the handy.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That is awesome.
With that guy, there's a guy without any legs.
Yep.
He gives him a gift, and this guy gets to finally feel what his legs.
Because you know what?
Run on the beach.
Yeah, because you know what that scene symbolizes to me. Not only Lenny, right? But not when you think of this stuff, like people always think of like murder, robbery, pornography, things like that, right? But it's something simple as this can help a person feel alive and happy.
Yeah, I mean it had its advantages. Plus Lenny, this also to show Lenny's not such a piece of crap.
Yeah, he's not. Yep.
Because this is basically where we start off with Lenny. He's the dealer.
He's a dealer. Yep.
But it turned out he was a former LAPD detective.
Yes.
And he worked all kinds of crimes. Saw all kinds of crimes.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think that was? Narcotics or something? When Angela Bassett's character or Angela Bassett's character?
That was a murder.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sure there were drug dealers. Yeah, Angela. Yeah, it was drugs, but it led to a murder. And her son was at the house.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
how we figured out, because we eventually see Angela Bassett, which this is actually probably the first movie I ever saw. I mean, I probably saw in other movies. This is the first movie I saw, and I'm like, I love Angela Bassett.
Oh, I was going to say the same thing. This is probably the first movie I seen Angela Bassett, and I love Angela Bassett. It's because of this movie.
If someone goes, hey, this movie, and I'm like, who's in it? And I'm like, I'm like, then say Angela Bassett. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah. I'm so glad you and I agree, because I thought about making the tagline.
She's to me is actually the main character of this movie.
Yeah, but she doesn't show up for like an hour later.
Maybe I should say she's the main character. She's the hero.
Yes.
She is the hero.
She's the hero.
Because she does the right thing, and also she saves somebody.
Yep.
She saves the main character.
She saves the main character. She's the one that actually kicks ass in this movie.
Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah.
As that limo spins it around.
That's all. I was so happy to see her in the MCU.
Oh yeah, because she's Chikaka.
Yeah.
She is
T'Challa's mom. Like, I was just so happy to see her. Period. Like, in the MCU movie. You know.
Yeah. So,
and
she was tough.
How do you say his last name? Sizemore or Sizemore? I think we talked about this in Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, Tom Sizemore.
Sizemore.
And the neat thing is, if you watch the movie all the way through, it's a thriller.
Oh, it's a thriller, yes.
You don't know what's going on, but at the end, it's like, man, you should have known that Tom Sizemore was a sleaze.
Yeah, because he's always that kind of character, but he played his best friend, and he's a
You
PI.
didn't know.
No,
Yeah, I didn't know he was that sleazy.
because
I mean,
like I know it's not until the end, right, where you're like, whoa.
Bad. This dude's just like horrible, man. This guy is so awful.
And he's so good at it too. He's like, when he first showed him the rape scene, right? He's like, okay, I lost my appetite for about a year.
But when you watch it again, you could tell he's acting.
Yeah, he's faking. Yeah,
you could tell he's acting. That it didn't make him sick. He didn't care.
He was like, "Ooh, it's my work."
But the first time you're like, watch it. But yeah, he kind of acts weird.
And he wears that wig the whole time to fool everyone.
Yeah,
so that way he's sick. He's recording he's like a serial killer, right? Like
he's basically recording his whole interaction with everybody.
Yes.
And that's probably why they thought he had problems.
Ooh.
Because they may have been feeding another loop, feedback loop.
Yes.
They could have been picking that up when he was doing all that stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. I guess the only thing I didn't like in this movie, right, is frying of the brain. Where they did it to that guy and Philo.
They fried two guys.
Yeah, they fried two guys. So like, is that really work that way? Maybe that's why the feds didn't pick it up.
Seeing how this technology is fictional, I'm sure that's how it works.
Oh yeah, it makes sense.
Basically, they said they just feed it back. So basically, those guys are stuck in an endless loop. They're over sensing everything.
Oh.
So basically, they're watching themselves.
And I like that they covered technically they're still alive. But they can't like a vegetable.
Yeah, just all they did was cook their brains.
I know.
They're vegetables. Yeah. Like kill them. Well, the last guy he got out of it because he got shot.
He got shot because he was trying to frame Lenny.
Yeah, he was trying to frame Lenny for the murders.
It's really funny. Mace even know that it was a setup. But Lenny was just too blind. Mace, Angela Bassett.
She figured it was a setup. Yep. I mean, she knew she knew at the end that he's just being caught. This is not the main problem.
Yes.
Because she has a problem. She wants to fix that problem.
Yeah.
But the problem is Lenny wants to go save Faith.
Faith, yep.
Because that's the problem with it. Lenny, this really good cop. We find out he's a good cop. He meets Mace, and she's just a waitress. Has a boyfriend that's a gangbanger, and a son. And apparently there's a murder at her house, and she gets mad. And her boyfriend or husband or whatever has to go to prison. And apparently Lenny's there to take care of her.
Yes.
And I guess she got tired of being a victim.
And she fell in love with the hero, right? Like Lenny was the hero at the time.
He was kind of the hero at the time. But he's chasing after a hooker named Faith. Yeah. He saved. He comes in contact with a lot of bad people. And I'm sure because he's such a good guy, he thinks he's got to save everybody, which got him in another problem. Yep. And the problem is Mace, she got tired of being a victim. So she went and got all this training and became this, she came like superhero.
She was buff, right? Yeah.
She was the Black Widow, okay?
Oh.
So she became the Black Widow, basically. I mean, she had all the moves, the fighting skills. So she got tired of that. But Lenny, Faith leads him, and he falls apart. All he wants to do is save this girl named, which is, Juliette Lewis.
He kept living in the past. You can see that he keep all those old tapes of her. So he had a problem. So he was recording everything.
It's like he became a drug dealer, basically, and was a user.
Yeah.
And then at the very end of the movie, Angela Bassett, you'll see that turns out that you could tell that Angela Bassett loves this guy.
Yes.
But he does not even.
Well, she gave a speech about it.
Yeah. And he just doesn't care. He doesn't listen or anything. But at the very end, when he's going to take that tape to trade, because there's a tape they want, the trade.
Yep. For the dirty cops.
Yeah, for the dirty cops. And to her, because she's black, she's got to fix this problem. And she needed him to back him up, and he doesn't want to. He wants to go save Faith.
Yeah, he want to go save Faith.
I like it when she says, "You can go do that, but if you never see me again."
Yep.
Then right then he realized, I'm going to go do this, but that's not for Faith. It's just to fix this crime. And he gives her the tape, and then
they go to the commissioner guy, right?
Yep. They go to the commissioner, and of course they have trouble. And of course the two cops, the bad cops, are awesome because we know them and everything.
Yes.
They are everything. One of them is a kingpin.
Well, how do you say his last name? Vincent D'Onofrio?
Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio, right?
The other one was
William Fincher.
Yeah. And he's in a lot of stuff.
He's in a lot of stuff. I love this guy. I love this guy too.
He's underrated, man, because
Oh,
he's in everything you almost watch. Everybody knows his face, but nobody remembers
remember
his
that
name.
Marine guy I was in a film school?
Yeah,
He met him.
yeah, doing Prison Break.
Yes. Oh, you remember?
Oh well, no, I know because I
Oh
know he
yeah.
came to Dallas
Yeah,
to
he
do
came to
Prison
Dallas
Break.
Prison Break. Yep.
Because there was another we worked with in another film.
Oh,
Remember we made a film?
Jen. She met Gary Sinise.
Yeah, no, that other we had to do. I forgot what his name was. Remember that film was Jen,
Yeah.
the guy that owned the restaurant.
Jay. Yeah. His name is Jay.
Was his name
Oh
Jay?
no
He
no.
was in Prison Break.
Oh
Not Jay.
yeah, no no. Are you talking about Nathan?
You know who? Nathan.
Yes.
Nathan was in prison.
Yeah,
was
we seen
actually
that
an
scene.
extra
Yeah,
in
he's an
Prison
extra.
Break
Yep.
with him. So
Yep.
I'm like, hey, dude.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the girl, the Jen. She met Gary
Yeah.
Sinise.
Yeah, well, Jen met a lot of people. She lives in LA.
Yeah, she live in LA. Yeah, she met
I mean-
Nicolas Cage too. So yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't count. I mean, if we want to talk about Jen.
Oh
met
yeah, you're
everyone.
right. Cause it had to be in Dallas. Yeah, Nathan was in Prison Break, and I saw
Yeah,
that scene with yeah,
Yeah, so
that was pretty
and
cool.
people are probably thinking, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Well,
me
we
and-
worked
yeah,
in
Lam-
movies, okay.
Yeah, we worked in a movie, a low budget movie, but it was good. It was a good deal. It was,
Yeah, it was a good deal. Yeah,
It was boring, but
and Willem Fincher was in The Dark Knight. He played the bank manager.
yes.
He
Oh,
has
he's
that
good at stuff.
awesome accent. Hey, they're just gonna get rid of yous. I love
Oh,
him.
he can do all kinds of accents. This
He
guy
does.
is-
You know, it's
this
like-
guy's like
He's in that sitcom that me and my wife watches, Mom. He plays a
Oh.
handicapped person.
yes. He was a mom. He was in so many things.
Oh, he's in a lot of things.
He's in Black Hawk Down, dude.
He's in the football movie with Adam Sandler.
Okay, we'd be here all day if we talked
Yeah,
about
we could.
everything
Yeah.
else. I mean, come on. The only person who's probably been a few more movies than him is probably Samuel Jackson.
You know what's really funny? That we talk about Willem Fincher more than Vincent D'Onofrio.
Well, Vincent D'Onofrio is a good actor, and he got his time under the.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody knows him. If you say Vincent D'Onofrio, most people know him over Fincher.
yeah, you're right. I mean,
But
Vincent
I'm
is a
thinking-
lot,
but
lot
if you
more
show
famous
either one
stuff.
of these guys, everybody's like, I've
Oh,
seen these
yeah,
guys.
yeah, I've seen
But
these
these two
guys.
guys
yeah.
are the dirty cop.
Oh,
It's cool.
I know.
This is back in the early years too.
Early mid '90s. Heck yeah.
Yeah, because I don't even think Vincent D'Onofrio was in Men in Black yet.
No,
Well,
that was
this
the
is
same
around the time.
year.
This is around the time.
Yeah, it's around the time, same year.
Yeah.
Edgar.
So that's when he took off.
Yep.
Yeah, Edgar.
Edgar suit.
Yeah, got an Edgar seat. But anyways, of course, at the end, the two main characters together,
Yes.
like they should have.
Yeah.
So it has a happy end. Yeah, because that's the thing. You're watching this guy destroy himself, and then he does the right thing, and actually she's the one who saves him.
Yeah, and then when this realized,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah, Angela Bassett saves this guy.
I don't know why this movie, like maybe this movie never got the marketing. Oh, no, like you said, people get disturbed by the rape scene and they just
But
forget
that's
about
the
the rest of
thing.
the movie.
But it looks like nobody went to even see that of it. So
Yeah, you're right. It's 8 million. 'Cause so what
yeah,
happened?
so nobody saw that. I mean, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was up against something heavy.
Well, is it because at these time these three actors are known names? I mean, the only person you would know is
Well,
Juliette Lewis,
Ralph
right?
Fiennes. I didn't ever heard of Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, you
That's
know what?
the first movie I saw Ralph Fiennes, and that's when I started to like the guy.
Yeah, this is the first one I've seen
But
him
he's
in.
done in a
Too.
lot of stuff. It wasn't until like one of the James Bond movies where he shows up as the new M. I'm like, oh,
Well, because he's
Ralph Fiennes.
British, right? Is that why? Like he's not a
Man.
known rated to
most
us.
most Americans are secretly British people in movies. So that can't be right. I mean, come on.
Hold on.
You're watching Spider-Man and you think Tom Holland's American? Sure.
See, okay, so that's really funny when you
They're
said that.
strange. English.
Wait, who was?
Ricardo Montalban's copy in the Star Trek Into Darkness? He's English, even though he should have been from somewhere else.
So basically, to me, you guys are the same, but like, I want to talk about that comment.
Come on,
just-
you know I don't sound anything like an Englishman.
like an English person.
I don't sound like an English person. I don't even sound like I'm from up north.
What the hell is? Are
So
you,
we're
are
not
you
all the
originally from
same.
up north? What else is
Yeah, I
filmography?
sound like I'm from the Bronx, dude.
That is funny. Oh, I can't even find his life work. Like, what did he do before this movie? Right? Like,
Ralph Fiennes, he was probably in the stuffy English movies. Nobody wants to watch.
well, he was
probably
in
like
Schindler's List.
Oh, he was in Schindler's List.
But I think I saw Schindler's List after I saw this movie.
I saw Schindler's List long before I saw this movie.
Really? I can't remember
I do
when I
know
saw
that
Chandler's List.
because I know I had to watch Schindler's List in high school, dude.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. It
And
was
he
a
was.
question on
Oh,
a
you know
test.
what? You're right. I think I saw
There was
Chandler's
no
List.
way they would have let me watch Strange Days in high school. They would have been like, "What?"
I feel like this have nothing to do with school.
Oh, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna learn about a feedback loop today, or
Eh.
my watching, or making you watch your own feed.
But you know it's really crazy. Like nowadays, probably people probably know Ralph Fiennes. What is it, Finesse or Fiennes?
Fines.
Fiennes, right?
He
From
has a
Harry
brother.
Potter.
He was in the English Patient, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's an English
Yeah, that
patient.
was the English Patient. Well, I didn't see that
I didn't
actually,
see that either.
but I don't remember it. I should go see it. No, I'm not.
I think it was the movie
Yes.
came out like the Academy Award winner after Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Well, you also put it in. What did you say?
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. Yeah, I'm sure he was in Harry Potter, but every English person in working was in Harry Potter except for Captain Picard. I mean, come on. They were like, "Hey, are you English? Come on over. We'll just do
And
a
so
Harry
you're right.
Potter
So
movie."
Angela Bassett. I mean, she wasn't in anything before. I mean, that I know of.
I'm sure she was, but I never saw her. I mean, I never took notice of her until she
She's
was in this
such a
movie. I
good
was like, how could you not see her now?
Yeah, exactly. Right. This is the movie that made me love Angela Bassett.
Yeah, if you watch this movie and you don't like Angela Bassett in
Oh,
this movie,
yeah. She was
then
in
you're
Boys in the Hood. She was in Malcolm X.
yeah, but she wasn't. She was like she was like a superhero.
She played Tina Turner.
Yeah, I could see that.
What's love got to do with it?
I didn't see that movie.
Oh,
Though.
I seen Vampire in Brooklyn because that has Eddie Murphy. But that was after
Yeah.
Strange Days, though.
Yeah, that was later on. She was
Wow.
doing a lot of stuff
Yeah,
after
she's in a
after
lot.
this.
Yeah,
I'm
she was in
thinking
a lot.
anybody that saw this movie after that were like, yeah, we're gonna hire her.
She was in Green Lantern.
Was she in Green
She
Lantern?
was the one of the doctors. You know, in the
Oh,
lab.
she was.
Yeah,
We talked about it.
We did
Yes.
talk about it. Yes,
We did talk about it. We forgot she was tough there too.
Yes, she was. I mean,
Became
like
like a
it was a
kid.
little part.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah.
eventually that character got taken on by some other actresses, and it's still in the MCU. I meant not the MCU, the DC,
The DC,
EFU,
DCEU.
ABC, whatever. It's in that multiple super mess that DC calls a universe. Okay, their multiverse.
So how did you like the? So we talk about the technology, right? You know, it's really new, but
You know, the funny thing I want to point it out because you don't like this.
What?
It's Sony. It's a Sony tape deck.
Oh yeah, it reminded me of the mini disc.
It is a mini disc.
Yeah.
You know, this didn't work. The technology didn't work.
So they probably used it for that. Yeah, yeah.
But of course, they used it because they're like, huh, nobody will remember this.
My cousin had the mini disc player.
Did he?
He
I mean,
did.
they look cool, but
He did. I mean, they look cool, but like, I
They were
forgot
too-
how it
it-
works. Like, it's for
they were too
music,
expensive.
right? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very expensive.
it was. Well, you could put. I thought you could put movies on it, couldn't you?
I don't remember.
Maybe it was. It probably was just music.
I think it was
to
just
begin with.
music. Because
I
so he
thought
has
they were
these
doing-
discs.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do movies on it. I do remember the disc. I never got one. Too expensive.
So you
Man,
know
it's
what?
gonna be
Everything is
forever to
expensive.
get-
Like Betamax was expensive. Blu-rays was expensive when it came out.
Yeah, Sony needs but that's the thing. Sony's cutting edge, but
Hey,
you can't afford. Nobody can afford cutting
no,
edge. so
not
what does
only
it do?
that, right? Like a lot of Sony's media, like the memory stick, like those PS Vita, they use their own dedicated memory stick. Those are all expensive.
Yeah.
Because Sony trying to
Oh.
market it this way so they can get more money. Instead of using an
Yeah.
SD card, use their media. I'm like, man, no one's gonna buy
Yeah.
that stuff.
Well, yeah. No, I'm on the. I mean, the other cell phones. I'm on the cheaper versions.
Oh yeah,
They're like, you want a PlayStation or Xbox? Take an Xbox, dude. You
so,
want to walk? Oh, I did have a Walkman, but
so I know a lot of. Well, I know I mentioned this
I didn't
before.
have the Walkman. I had
Okay.
the Walkman phone.
So I mentioned this before. I play in all of the Spider-Man movies how much I hate Sony, right?
Yes,
But I'm gonna
we
tell
know
you.
you hate Sony,
But after
but I know
No
you love
Way
Sony
Home,
now. Yes, I know you love Sony.
I'm ready to buy a PlayStation. Would you do what? I don't know. But you know what
Oh
I
my
would do?
gosh.
I would probably buy a Sony camera because I love cameras.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a Sony camera because I got one of your Sony
Yeah.
cameras.
The only thing I don't like about Sony cameras, like, of course, they have their own
Says-
dedicated lens system,
Okay.
and I only have a lot of.
But a lot
Canon
of other
lenses.
cameras. There's other cameras that have their own dedicated.
They do.
I mean,
but
I'm not
some-
against companies making their own dedicated systems. I mean, that's how you keep people in that deal. It's just the problem is if you can get it easily or not.
Yeah, you could get it easily or not.
You know, I mean, if you're gonna build all this fancy stuff, it better be at least portable. I mean, or you just can't,
Yes.
I mean, come on, make it. I mean, that's like making a car with this certain wheels that you can only put on that car. It's like they're each wheel's $1 million or something. Well, like I'm sure you're gonna get a regular car. I mean, your Sony car is
You're
nice
right.
and all, but
I didn't think I forgot about the Sony stupid disc deck because I was talk about like you need to be close to the recorder because it's a wireless technology.
yeah,
There's no wire.
that's what I assumed because we didn't see anything hooked to the tape deck.
No, because Lenny talked about it. He talked to that dude about banging the chicken who give him $200. That's when he talked about like you gotta keep this like 5 or 6 feet away from you. That's
Okay,
the
yeah,
farthest he can.
yeah, I
Like,
remember that. Yeah.
But at that time, 5 or 6 feet is crazy. I mean, like nowadays we have Bluetooth, right? It's like 30 feet connection. That's amazing.
Well, it depends on what your walls in your house are made of too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, because I mean, you're not gonna get it. I mean, there's some vehicles sitting outside. I'm not gonna be able to get the Bluetooth.
Shoot,
But it is
sometimes in
pretty
your own house, like they say 30 feet, right? But then it depends on how many walls you have between you and your device.
exactly. But I mean, it is amazing. I mean, the technology is amazing. I mean, we hate on it a lot, but I mean, come on. So we want better.
Yeah, it's
I'm
just
all about moving forward. I don't care.
yeah,
I
me
mean,
too. But it's still
you could
amazing to
invent
me.
you could invent something tomorrow, and I'm still gonna think it's not good.
Yeah, it's
That's
still
how it
amazing to
works.
me that Sony still make their own proprietary media format.
Yeah,
They
maybe they'll
still
come
do that to
around.
this day.
Maybe they'll come around.
Whatever.
They should. They need to just like branch out because, dude, how many Sony products do you own now? I remember a time when you owned all kinds of Sony's
Yeah.
stuff, but you don't. I
But now
don't
it's just
think
so many choices,
I don't
right?
have. I look around my room. I don't have anything Sony.
I mean, people still buy TVs. I mean, like I still have the old Sony camcorder,
Yeah,
and
but like I'm saying, yeah. But if I go buy electronics, I don't buy Sony anymore.
no, because like yeah, it's
I
just so
don't
much.
think I even see Sony anymore.
But Sony still tried because the only media award they won was the Blu-ray.
Yeah,
That's it.
and I like the Blu-ray player.
It's like 1 out of 9.
Just
Like,
don't
oh,
buy
we got this one.
Blu-rays anymore. Yeah,
I just don't
I
buy
like the
Blu-rays
Blu-ray.
anymore.
Exactly, I don't either. I'm like, I'd rather go streaming. Too bad Sony didn't get into that business.
I think the last one I bought was Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's the thing. Sony probably. I remember Sony was wanting to get rid of Columbia Pictures. They wanted to set off their. Yeah, they were wanting to get rid of their movie arm and stuff.
Really?
But then
Oh,
somebody
that's
probably.
right.
Then somebody probably. Spider-Man, one thing that makes Sony money now.
Oh, I know. So they keeping that on. I know that's the only thing that's making them money.
Because I'll be like, he's like, well, we'll make money on TV. It's like nobody buys our TVs. Nobody buys anything from us.
I think Cody still have a Sony TV.
Yeah, I mean, there were TVs. It's just.
But you know what? I realized the last time, like we're going off track. But we're talking about Sony and the mini disc. Last time I checked out Cody's TV, the Sony interface, like the menu and stuff, they modeled it after the PS3 interface.
Oh yeah, I remember
the menu.
I actually think I remember this TV. So.
That's a long time ago. I don't know if they still do that though.
It doesn't matter. They need to catch up with the times and get back to our movie.
Yeah, then maybe they need to put this on digital. But it's not
by the way,
them.
Sony, you're welcome. I mean,
we're not sponsored by Sony, by the way, and I don't want to.
If Sony wants to send me something free, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Somehow I don't think I'm going to be able to afford the rest of it.
Yeah, because they're so expensive. I know.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're going to give you some headbuds.
There's something else better out there, but it's cheaper.
I'm going to plug it into something, but I don't have right hookup because it only goes into a Sony.
Yeah, it goes to Sony. You're right. Yep. I don't want to buy the
but
media
Sony,
stuff.
If you are watching, you're welcome. Like I said. I mean, this guy doesn't like you, but I could like you. I could come to your side. I'd join the side. I mean, if Darth Vader put his hand out and said, "Hey, Shane,"
it's
probably
on the edge.
Yeah,
I say I buy a PlayStation, but I won't. I say I would buy the camera. I won't. I'm not buying any Sony products.
Yeah, I'm not doing the PlayStation. Man, we already trashed the PlayStation last time we talked. Because you can't put stuff out of time.
Let me see. Let me check out my notes. I
did
put the squid thing.
Yeah, put the squid thing. And you got that guy. Plus, once the movie starts off with a crime.
Oh yeah, just to
the very beginning of the movie. It's basically to show you. Yeah, it's basically you don't know. You think you're just watching. You think you're watching a crime, and you're like, "What is this?" But it turns out it's not. You're not watching a crime. You're seeing what the technology does.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah,
I like
then
that the guy dies, right? The guy who ate the squid thing
yeah, the
dies.
guy falls off the deal. And he's like, I don't sell snuff films
Man,
anymore.
I like that the first two guys made it, but then of course the guy who was recording, right, didn't make the jump.
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy. And
yeah,
you know
that's
what I
usually
like
what
about
happens.
this movie too? I put on here, right? Fate points out that real movie is better than those films because it's like a
Because it's like
fantasy.
because it's an no, that's an it was insulting. Because remember, he keeps bothering her, and she wants to get rid of him. And I mean, she does have a point there, but her main point is because you know how you know the difference between
A real
your
movie.
stuff in a real movie.
Oh,
She
a
goes because
movie
the credits
ends.
come down, the
Yeah.
lights come on, and it's over.
Did you think she was protecting him on some point? Faith?
I think in a way that she felt she owed him something
Oh, okay.
to a point. Because in the end, she does help him.
She does, yeah,
He
at
was
the end.
killed.
She
But
knew
then
he was
again,
going
of
to kill
course,
him.
she gets arrested. I didn't think she was in on the crime.
Which one of the
But again,
Jericho one
yeah,
murder?
no, she wasn't in on the Jericho
No.
murder at all. That was just some accident that
Oh, yeah,
happened.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Oh,
because
there
mainly the
was,
the
right?
record, yeah, because the record producer just wanted to have dirt on Jericho
Yep,
one,
and we called it the murder.
and instead he got a murder, which he was like, "Hey, we gotta get rid of this crap."
Yep.
And of course, now it's Lindy's best friend. Used to be on the force. I didn't think he was a bad guy, but man, he was the bad guy,
Yes.
and he
That's
was sick.
the way to
And
throw you off.
he was the one who was having all the issues and stuff. And of course, he met Faith, and he was with Faith, and so it was basically the bad guys was Faith and
Yes.
I guess at the very end, though, Faith couldn't go through with it,
No,
but
yeah.
she just goes to jail, which is good because man,
You know, how did you like that Juliette Lewis was half naked the whole time?
I was okay with it. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. What?
I'm not either because like all those, I don't know, is she wearing crystals and stress? Those are not cotton, right? It's no kind of
Okay,
It
what does
just-
it matter?
jewelry
What is
on
it?
strings.
What does it matter? But who would have thought that the girl from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and stuff would be a
Yeah.
murderer?
Did you ever think she was pretty? Ever since like,
Okay, I never thought she was that pretty.
yeah, she's not like, I
I
don't
mean,
want
she's
to say
alright.
hot, right? Yeah, she's all right. She's no Rachel
All right.
McAdams, I guess.
I like her. I like her singing. I tell you that.
Oh, her singing is really good. I was really thrown off
Singing
by
is
that
awesome.
because
Oh, I
like,
was too.
yeah, you would never know.
I would have never known. I was like, yeah, this girl rocks, dude.
Because I thought it's like, you know, at things like that, you would think that, like,
But,
so,
the,
you know,
but,
lip
the,
syncing.
but as far as the attraction type thing, it's like it doesn't really matter because after her seeing her how horrible person she is like that actually drops your levels.
Oh yeah, when she was like
Yeah,
with the
I'm
bad
like,
guys, right?
yeah. When you start to be mean and horrible like that, I'm like, yeah,
So they put you on a roller coaster with Faith, like, cause first you see the Lenny's version of her, like, you know, with the tapes, with the
yeah. You think she's awesome,
Yep,
and then you realize,
she turned into a
she's
total B.
well, no, she always was.
She always was, right?
Because I mean, he's like he tells the story that he picked her up as a prostitute.
Yeah, as a prostitute. Yeah,
And that's why
Junkie.
her friend, and plus you didn't even hear her friend got murdered.
Yeah, Faith. I mean, not Faith.
Didn't you think that?
Iris.
Yeah, she was like, whatever, I don't want to see that girl. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
You know, these things. So Lenny was using Iris too. No. Someone was using Iris too. We caught the. Oh, it was that guy, that Beatles looking guy, Ringo.
Yeah,
What's his name?
what the record producer, okay?
No, not Philo. The other guy that they fried, the brain guy. Tick.
No,
Tick.
no, everybody knew her, but no, she was wearing the wire for the main guy.
Oh, that's right, not for Tick. Yeah.
Yeah, she
for
worked
Philo.
for the main guy.
Yeah, for Philo. Yes.
So apparently, Faith
I love
knew
that
her really
actor,
well.
by the way. He has that raspberry deep voice. He's always played villains.
Oh
you know?
yeah, it's a good actor. Then he got shot in the head.
Oh, I know.
Man, he got his brains blown out.
He-
But
he-
it was pretty good, especially the ending. I mean, the ending because he goes through the play out deal and he has to watch this and it's horrible.
Oh.
It made you wonder how it was going to end.
So the first time, you know, he showed Lenny the rape scene, right? But the second time, he showed him that he was in his apartment.
Yeah, he was going
Which
to
was
cut him.
that was creepy as hell the first time I watched it because like, well, you obviously know he's okay because he's watching the past.
Yeah,
But then it
but
just
you wonder
creeps
what he
you
did
out.
to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you wonder what did he do.
I like that, you know, he touched his neck with the razor blade.
Yeah,
Then he went to the bathroom. He's like, oh. Then then he kept watching, right? Then he went to get his gun. It's like he's so confused.
And then he went and got the clip. I meant the magazine for his.
It's so funny.
Empty gun.
Because he did tell Faith, like, do you even have a gun, Lenny? I have one under my bed. Because they show you that he grabbed under the bed. And when you mention the clip, it's like, okay, he has it, but it's not even loaded.
Yeah. But also, like, he kept coming around and that guy beat the crap out of him. That when they get that linebacker or whatever.
Oh, the football player, yeah.
The football player takes him out there. He's like, hey, dude, it's nothing personal. Grabs that chain around there and just beats the tar out of him.
Yeah, puts him in the face.
And then in the gang, I've seen those characters. I don't know what those actors. I've seen them somewhere else. The gang that goes around beating him. Of course, Angela Bassett.
The other muscular chick, right? Like, who is that?
Yeah.
She reminds me of someone from The Matrix.
I could have sworn she does. She looks like that. This girl's from The Matrix, but she's all. Of course, Angela Bassett puts that pistol in her face.
Yeah, I know.
Then what she says, she's like, "Enjoy the party."
Yeah, enjoy the party. Like, she even sounds creepy in real life.
Yeah, I know. It just walks
or maybe
off.
just that moment.
Gosh,
she is buff. Angela Bassett is buff. Like, all these women are buff. Maybe that's where James Cameron got after Linda Hamilton got all buff for Terminator 2. Like, all these women need to be buff.
Because James Cameron likes the crap beat out of him by women.
Yeah, apparently.
I don't know. That's a good lie. I mean, who wouldn't?
I mean, like, Kathryn Bigelow has a lot of Academy Award-winning films. So she's a pretty good director.
She does. Hurt Locker.
And then, James Cameron, or Hurt Locker, and the other one, with Chris Pratt, where they killed Osama bin Laden. Zero Dark 30.
Yeah,
have you seen it?
No.
Oh, so you think this
I know.
is a thriller,
of course, you
right?
saw it because you. Oh, it's a bigger thriller.
Oh, it's a thriller.
How can it be a thriller?
It's about killing Osama bin Laden.
So it's not based on a true story. I mean, it's based on a true story, but they're not gonna tell you the true story.
Yeah, it's based on true events.
Yeah, wow.
But it's about I think it's a CIA reporter, but it's a great movie, Zero Dark 30.
Oh, I'm sure it is. And I'll get around to seeing it.
You're right. It's we talk about, like, the big payoff, right? The other great movies if it's 2.5 hours, right? But it's only seen 1.5.
But that's just. I mean, I guess we couldn't. It's got a great payoff. But most movies have a great payoff.
Yeah, sometimes movies have a great payoff.
Well, not all movies, but I mean, usually thrillers do.
Except the one that I complain about, Richard Linklater. With The Rock and Sean William Scott and Sarah Michelle Gellar, John Lovitz.
Oh, the one that you're supposed to be a genius to figure out because there's really actually not anything there and they're hoping you'll make it up.
Yes.
Southland Tales.
Yeah, Southland Tales. Thank you.
I know. It's still an interesting movie, but I'm like, hey, could y'all put the rest of it? I'm like, when I'm watching, I'm like, could you put the rest of the movie in there?
Yeah. So we'll have, we'll probably talk about that because I love
it. It's like Mulholland. It's like Mulholland Falls.
Yes.
Remember Mulholland Falls?
We gotta put that in our good, like, within our good movies. We gotta put a
bunch of shots together, and then everybody's like, "This is so genius. We don't get it. We'll just give him an Academy Award."
Yeah, like, I have no idea what's going on.
We know what he's making, and that guy's like, he's sitting there and go, "You bunch of suckers," because I put a bunch of old footage together, and it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. We'll have to talk about it one day. Mulholland Drive and Southland Tales.
Yeah.
Is Southland Tales on Stupid Digital? If Southland Tales on digital and this one not, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to check that out right now.
I wonder if Mulholland Drive is on.
You know what? I'm going to check that right now. Southland Tales first.
Well, I don't get into having to go buy movies every time.
Southland Tales is available on digital.
Yeah. Well, that's because I don't know why. Because of the stars it's in it, I guess.
Let me see if I could purchase this.
Yeah, I actually would say the people that's in Southland Tales.
Oh, The Rock looks so young in Southland Tales.
Because was so young, dude.
Yeah, it's from 2007. Okay, so Southland Tales is on digital, and Mulholland.
I mean, if we go back to 2007, me and you are going to look pretty young too.
Yeah, a lot younger.
Yeah, a little bit. I might look the same, but to be honest with you.
Is that two different ones? Mulholland Drive.
Oh,
this one is not for purchase, but it's available. You could rent it.
I don't want
it. Oh, you cannot buy it. That's weird.
Man, because they don't want you to edit it and fix it.
We'll talk crap about it.
I talk crap.
Why does it say 2021? Mulholland Drive doesn't come out in 2021.
No, it didn't.
2001? Oh.
It was an old.
So the 2001 of I'm looking on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
2 versions, right? One you could rent that says 2021. The other one you cannot, so it's not available on digital. But it
So
is
were you
in a
telling
way.
me they made one that they fixed?
I don't know. Let's see. This one is 2 hours and 27 minutes, which is 2 hours and 27 minutes too long. And what's the other one?
But hey, you want to see some nudity? There you go.
Yeah, but then the nudity is not worth it. Okay, it's like, so there's 2 movies in my life I'm questioning WTF. Southland Tales. Well, I understand Southland Tales, but Mulholland Drive, I still don't understand it to this day. I'm going to rewatch it again.
Like I said, I don't think there's anything to understand. I think they threw away half the script while they were making it, and they just started inserting some crap in there. I mean, I think I thought about it, but the problem is if I got it, then they really made a horrible movie.
Okay, we gotta save that. But I want to go back to Strange Days. But at least
I'm gonna go back to Strange Days.
At least Mulholland Drive is not in digital, and Strangers is not. It's okay. But Southland Tales is, so I gotta look into that. But I don't think it's available for. So what do you consider digital? Like it's only available, like it's only digital valid if you can buy the movie, right? Like you can own the digital version.
If I could see it streaming, you can't buy it. I'm cool with that as long as I can see it.
Stream it, okay.
Yeah, as long as I'm good. I mean, to me, if I can see it, you got to be able to see it. If you can't see it or buy it anywhere, then no. You got to be able to buy it or see it somewhere.
Is this even available on Blu-ray? Strange Days?
No, what? Not in our region. Not in our. region.
That's right, not in our region. Why the hell is that?
I try to get the. I don't know. I try to get the Blu-ray. I could. It was not in my region, and I was not going to go through all the trouble of mods.
So we could probably say it was never released for Region 1, which is USA.
Exactly. Yeah. Because we're number 1.
You know what's really crazy? I thought with HDMI, we get rid of the region thing, like no PAL, no NTSC. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I guess because of the machine you run through.
That's so stupid.
Who cares about a HDMI if you can't run it?
Well, I do because of the video guy, right? That's what he teaches, the NTSC and the PAL version.
Oh, so really what he taught? Well, hey, let's call this guy and tell him, hey, why can't we watch on Region 2?
Non-USA format. Import. Wow.
Yeah, so it may be popular overseas. Who knows?
Maybe because the standard might be different because, like you said, the rape scene might be different in other cultures.
Yeah, they may be down with it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, they're not.
I mean,
no way. They must.
I mean, like in cinema because they
may cut completely out in other cultures. Because come on, they made somebody feel the act of doing something horrible to themselves.
Okay.
And not only did they feel what they were doing to themselves, they also felt how much the other person who was doing it enjoyed too.
Oh, that's right. They talk about that during the scene when Lenny was explaining it. Like he was able to transmit that feed to the person, so she can see. Oh, that's really messed up.
Yeah, no, it's not just seeing; they feel everything.
They feel everything.
So they're feeling something, and they're seeing, and they're feeling it twice.
Whoa.
If they keep their eyes closed. You
so the only way
eyes,
that's why.
Eyes, then it's double. That's why.
And that's why they blindfold them.
Yep. That way they don't see the other sensations.
Well, this guy's always sick. Actually, you know what? The person who wrote this is sick.
James Cameron wrote this, dude.
James Cameron's on a different level.
Cameron's like now we're elevating. This guy is sick.
This guy is sick, but Hollywood. The golden rule of Hollywood is you don't bet against.
Because the guy that wrote the script actually just added dialogue. They had the story. Yeah. James Cameron made the story, and the other guy just added dialogue to it. Unless, of course, he's like, "Hey, I'm going to make James Cameron look like he's real sick, so I'm right scene." But Kathryn Bigelow filmed it, so she was like,
"Hey, they were a husband and wife at the time, right?"
Yeah, and they were like, "Hey, we're cool with this."
It's really crazy. Looking at James Cameron, I guess I call it resume. He only made like 10 movies, and all of them are super big hits.
I know, except for this one.
Well, he's gonna make Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5.
That's what he's saying. I'm not interested in seeing it. I mean, I'll go see it, but I'm not sitting here going, "Man, I can't wait." I mean, the first one was okay, and I think they should have stopped there. I'm like, what do you think? You're George Lucas nowadays?
Well, I think in my opinion, right? just because of the track record between George Lucas and James Cameron. James Cameron is the only person in Hollywood that like, hey, you give him 50 million, right? He'll make 200 billion. He's the only one that's done that so far.
Billion? I think you're stretching a little bit.
I mean,
that,
like,
right?
I'm stretching a lot, like 50 million,
Okay,
right? He'll
good.
make like $1 billion.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
a
I
really
get
dope
your point,
budget.
though.
Like 200
Let's put
million,
it
I'll make
right.
2 billion. Like, what the heck?
He can make one movie about a ship sinking and beat Star Wars.
Yeah, and beat Star Wars. Like, what?
But I mean, that's because he has all the women showing up with their money.
Yeah. Yeah, but then
And
you
you
still
better-
work
you
within
better
that
do-
budget, you know? Like,
and
it's
you
still
better-
selling out. Like, you
And
not
I-
only beat
you know-
Star Wars, but
you
like,
know, I
it
still
was
haven't-
number one in the theaters for like
I
3 months.
I still haven't seen Titanic.
Oh, actually, it's pretty good.
Oh, it's good. I don't own it,
Yeah,
but
it's
after seeing how long the movie is, I was like, yeah, I don't know that I could sit there. And
It is
watch
crazy, right? Like, hey, the guy who did Terminator made a movie about Titanic. Like,
I
what?
know, and it's become one of the biggest movies on earth.
Yeah, like he did more than a lot of action, you know, and then it just
He made-
Titanic. Like,
yeah.
what?
I'm like, what?
You know what happened? It's probably ego, right? Because James Cameron, you know, he's a giant d bag.
Oh yeah, yeah. I hear. I mean, I never met the guy. He might actually be a nice guy, but
No, but
I
like
doubt it.
like
But
he's
I
only
doubt it.
nice to his main stars, like the big cast people.
until they're not working for him.
Yeah, until they're not working for him. See, that's the thing.
He's also nice to the people that he wants to be his next wife too. And then he divorces them, and then he's really horrible.
Isn't every guy?
Yeah, I guess you got a point there.
So it's
but
not like we're all James Cameron.
no, no, we're not.
So it really bothers me, right? In a way where, like, okay, James Cameron wrote a lot of stuff he directed, but he didn't direct this one.
No,
Is it because like Kathryn Bigelow was his wife at the time, so he just let her? do it?
no, I don't really think he did that. I think he had another project.
Oh, you're right. You might be right.
This guy seems like somebody that always has tons of
Things to
projects
do,
in
yeah.
there. There's probably a lot of movies like Strange Days and Terminator that they're setting on the shelf that he hasn't finished.
Oh, okay. Like even pre-production.
Yeah,
wise.
I'm sure there's like scripts laying all over the place. It's just stories that would be amazing movies, but they're probably never going to get to that point because
So-
he's got so much stuff going. Because
So-
he's one of those people to me that spends lots and lots of energy
To
and
research,
details
yeah.
on one movie.
Yeah, he
Yes.
does. He is.
Because like this script was around for, I mean, part of the script was around for years.
Yeah.
Yes,
it
Kathryn
is.
Bigelow was like, hey, I need a project. And he's like, all right,
I got this
here,
one.
go pick one. Here's your one.
Okay, so
Get it finished, make it.
So I think I mentioned it, right? Besides Minority Report and so what else is out there is like Strange Days with this technology and stuff that you think? Like what else is uses kind of like with this storytelling?
No, on top of my head, I can't think of anything.
Because when I was watching this, right, like even just this week, like there's still nothing I seen to this day that's similar to this. Because when you know in our movie,
we've seen stories similar to this, but we've never seen technology like this.
no, we still haven't seen technology like this.
In a way, though, this technology is quite simple. I mean, I'm not, it's not simple to make.
It's
of
recording
how-
what you
because-
want.
Well, because it's the way it's going to tap into your brain. I mean, the only time this is probably going to come around is crap comes out made by Elon Musk, one of those companies. What is that? Neuralink. Yeah, it's going to be like a Neuralink type thing.
Oh, what was the one that company that he
Johnny
made
Mnemonic.
to-
Maybe Johnny Mnemonic or whatever that was.
Oh, Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, that movie was awesome. I can't remember. I watched that movie and I can't remember what I did.
I saw it in the theater.
But they jack into you. He reads stuff, but it basically
that's why you can
he's just a
record, yeah.
courier.
Yeah,
But it's in your head. But it wasn't never where you're
I
recording.
did like
and
that. Yeah, it's
But the
just
problem
using
is
your
that-
brain as a hard drive.
The problem is this technology. If they didn't show you some of this, the horrible scenes we saw,
Yeah,
the technology wouldn't have been a big deal to us.
yeah, it would, huh?
No, because after they showed you that, I mean, they showed us the like watching a VCR type.
It
The
is.
benefits kind of in
It's-
a way. But
It's
then they
virtual
showed you.
reality.
But
in
it's
real
when they
life.
show you what evils you can do with this.
Yes.
movie.
So when you was watching this technology, right, I thought of a lot of the positive stuff that I would like to see, like space travel,
Well,
roller
point.
coaster.
but somebody has to do this stuff too.
Yeah, someone had to do this stuff.
Yeah, you're right. You get to all the adrenaline and stuff, and you could even be a different gender.
Yes. Oh,
That's the
that's a
thing.
different gender thing. It's really funny. The first time we tried to
Yeah.
sell to the attorney,
Yeah,
like, He said
Yeah, that was
girls showering. That's just so simple. Or maybe some
It's a
people
lot of
want
simple
that.
stuff. But the problem is, you also see the links that somebody took it to,
Yeah.
and it also fries your brain, makes you addicted to it, paranoid. So ultimately, in the end, I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
can see
like
that.
it could be like medical marijuana,
So it is
you
like
know.
total recall in a way. It's
But like I said,
living your
it
fantasy.
could be like marijuana in a way.
Yeah, it can.
There's
It's like
health
gateway
benefits
drug.
and blah blah blah, but it also can take you down another road.
So how crazy would it be if one day this is real? Maybe not in our generation, but my son's generation.
No, I mean, I don't know that I'm that interested. To
No,
be
no.
honest,
Do you think this is possible right now?
no, right now, no.
No.
Up the road, I don't know. I don't know that they could ever record. I mean, we still don't know how the brain works.
Yeah.
It's still complex. I mean, even the Neuralink guys making a lot of progress. They can make your brain. You can use your brain to control stuff around the building and stuff. Okay, cool. But trying to pull memory out that's visual and stuff.
Oh.
I mean, most of that's always been stories. It's been people that say, "Oh, they're so psychic they could touch a picture, like a photograph,
Yeah, yeah.
and make the image in their head on the picture." I've never seen this. I just read about it in books.
Oh.
Yeah, you never heard of people doing that?
I have
Yeah, there's
not.
people that's supposed to be able to psychic. You know, the old Polaroid cameras.
Mm-hmm.
They get a picture, hold it, and they're supposed to think they can make a picture up here in their head.
Oh, like a.
But people have thought about that for near. People want to hook wires up and make pictures or art, get a painting and have something paint what's in your head.
Huh.
But
Interesting.
the only way to do that is think about it and paint it yourself. But you never get what you have in your head, or at least I don't.
This sounds like something like iRobot.
Could be something like, well, yeah, the iRobot movie, not the iRobot that was driving a Roomba around your
Yeah, yeah,
house.
yeah, yeah. The movie, yeah. Wow. I'm
But
just.
yeah, I'm sure the technology exists. It's just, do you really want? Because there's not going to be a squid sitting on top of your head.
No, like. Yeah, like
Most likely they're going to have to do surgery on it.
when you ask that question, do you really want it, right? I'm just thinking about like, yeah, the only things that interest me though, like nothing sick. Like I don't want to be a girl. Like I would like to experience like flying in a helicopter, flying to space. Like those are kind of experience that I would like to experience.
But the problem is, in order to do what this deal is to you, they're going to have to do surgery on you.
Oh, just
and that's the thing. All of a sudden, you could do the Matrix thing to yourself. They can just upload information in you.
Ooh.
You don't even have to experience. They can teach you to fly a helicopter in a second.
Yeah, we talk about that in the Matrix. I think I really want
exactly.
that.
They could give you the skills, but the problem is, if people could put stuff, if people are putting programming in you, then how do you know they're not going to control you? No.
Oh,
how you know
control you?
Well, come on. If they're teaching you to do this, then they could teach you to fail.
I don't know. Thinking about this is too hard. I only want to think about the positive stuff.
Not that, I'm sorry, but you've got to go the negative every time you make a machine.
Yeah,
because there's always going to be a negative.
I do that too. Like I troubleshoot stuff at work.
Yeah, the guy that built the machine gun, he always saw the positive. He thought, if you shoot 1,000 people with a machine gun, nobody will want to fight war. Wrong. If you can shoot 1,000 people with a machine gun, you can take over more countries.
Yeah.
And more land, and it made more war.
I'm thinking it's probably more. Okay.
Same way with the atomic bomb.
So. I thought
you use atomic bomb.
Hold on, I want to give this example. So the question was that, like, if you could put images in you, right? How would you stop them from controlling you? I think that's possible, but it's like solving that equation is hard. You know why? Because my pet peeve about people like trying to steal identities, right? Like, and then just clearing your bank account or whatever. The thing I'm asking is like, okay, if hackers can do that, right? Why don't they basically change everybody's debt into zero, like even their own? Let's just say instead of like stealing mine or your identity, right, to get money out, they could probably just ruin their own credit, hack it to say, oh, this person owns zero debt. And I'm thinking it's because that is harder to do, and that's why they can only do the stealing your identity thing. Am I making sense?
No, not really.
Okay, so I
kind of get what you're saying, but the problem is I don't know how you're going with making debt zero, because people don't steal because they need the money to pay off debt. People steal because they want more in life.
Oh, I know. But then that's the thing though. Like if you can hack that, like if you can hack someone, right? Why not the world hackers to hack like everyone's no more debt instead of just hacking your information, which to me seems harder.
No, I can't see that being hard.
No, not why. Like, I'm just saying,
Sure,
like, okay,
it's
let's just say
easier
I'm the hacker, okay?
It is actually easier to steal from somebody than to fix
Right.
everybody's problems.
No, I'm not even fixing. Let's just talk about me. Like, instead of
Okay.
me trying to steal your identity to ruin your credit to steal money
Okay.
from you, right? Why don't I just spend whatever I want, hack whatever system I want to make my debt free? Like, I could change everything, right? Instead of trying to hack through, trying to get your information and stuff, right? Let me
Yeah.
hack it in a way, like, let me use the same brain power, right? Or thinking technology, whatever I'm using, to make my credit score from 200 to 800 with just hacking. Because
Okay,
you know why?
well-
I already know my information. That's
You
what I'm
know
talking
your
about.
yeah, you already know your information and stuff. But why would you want to do any of that?
Because I want to be debt free. I don't have to hack anybody else's, right? To me, like I like
Yeah,
to
I
me,
get what you
yeah,
say. Then that's just a computer, and they'll usually find it, and then they'll fix it
right.
back.
And I'm thinking like the way that you question, like, oh, what stopped them from controlling you? That might be the harder part to, just put in images in your head. Like
Oh,
instead
I
of
think
like,
they could. I mean, because hooking yourself up to a string. I mean, it'd be like taking a doll and putting rope on it. That's your puppet.
yeah,
So you'd be my puppet.
I don't know. We need some guinea pigs, so we
I
need to
don't
talk to
know.
China.
It's like getting on Facebook and stuff, and then them feeding you all kinds of news, and you believe.
That's funny. That's why I think it's so funny when on Facebook stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
why would you get your news there?
yeah, exactly. Why would you get your news there? Like, why don't you just do your own research?
It's like, when did you become a news company?
And the other thing, I forgot what I was
But
gonna
the
say
problem
about
is
the news
people
thing.
that aren't exposed to it aren't going to believe it because they haven't seen it.
Yeah, they haven't seen. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like, they just don't believe
Yeah.
something is true because it doesn't happen to them.
Well, that's the thing. It's not going to affect me because I'm like, because I have to, in order to get my news, I have to see the world and see how it works.
Yep.
Those people, they're told how it works, and so they're going to believe it.
Or they just believe like, hey, this is not happening in my environment, so I'm not gonna believe you.
Yeah, but they're told.
Yeah. Oh, it's just getting very political. I want to go back to Strange Days.
Okay, let's go back. What's Strange Day? Well, that was kind of Strange Day was kind of a political story too.
It is actually. Now that we touch on that, it's because the
Yes.
Jericho one rapper, he's starting the movement, between.
Because it's almost two stories and two crimes
It
inside
is.
this
It's
movie.
two different crimes happening at the same time that really have nothing to do with each other. It's just
Exactly.
between the love
They
between
they
Maze
just
and
crossed
Lenny.
paths. Yes, it
Yes.
just crossed paths.
It's using that to do the right thing.
Yeah. And the main story is two cops killed Jericho 1.
Yes, and I love doing the right thing, which I always say doing the right thing sucks. I told my son that this week. Actually, no, not this week. When we saw No Way Home.
Okay,
Doing
well,
the
you're
right
going to tell him
thing
next.
sucks.
I bet you'll tell him next week too. So
Yeah, I probably told him next week too.
you're going to have to.
But, like, doing the right thing feels good, right? But it does suck. It's a lot of sacrifice, okay? Like Captain America.
is.
You've seen all the Captain America movies, right? He sacrificed in every single one of them.
And
Not
you
for
usually, in some ways, you get punished for it. It's,
Yep.
it's in a
not
lot
for
of
your
movies.
own benefit.
We've seen the superheroes save all these people, and then they're like superheroes. But in the real world, you're right. In the real world, sometimes doing the right thing,
Yeah,
everybody's all mad.
sometimes doing not all the time, but majority of the time doing the right thing does suck, but it's the greater good.
Usually, there's a
isn't it?
payoff in the end.
Yes, you know
It's
what?
usually
We
not
need
what
to
you
do.
think. It's usually not what you think it's going to be.
We need to do Hot Fuzz soon, but not next week.
Good. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, but we'll.
I'm not in a
figure
hurry to
that
see
out.
hot. I'm not in a hurry to see Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
I would rather see Shaun of the Dead before I see Hot Fuzz.
Although I do enjoy it a lot, but being this is the last, this is the last one, the last of this year,
Yeah,
2021.
this is the last show of this year.
Yep, and I like
Next
that
year
to
is
end on Strange Days.
22. I hope
2022.
2022 is a lot better than 2021 because 2021 was supposed to be better than 2020 and it wasn't.
Have you seen the meme?
Even though we get some moves,
Have you read the
a
meme? that
lot
said,
of
like,
memes. Since
that's when
everybody
you-
has to stay home,
that's when you
everybody
realize-
just makes memes now.
That's when you realize 2022 is 2020, 2. We'll see. I guess on that note, I'm going to end it right here. Thank you for watching this segment of our reviews. I hope you had a great time listening to us. Be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters.